The Ben Heck Show is brought to you by Element 14, the electronic design community and online store built for engineers and hobbyists alike. Join now and browse the store at element14.com.
Benjamin J. Heckendorf. Every week he takes on new projects, shares tips and tricks, and answers your viewer questions on The Ben Heck Show.
Hello and welcome back to the Ben Heck Show. In today's episode, we're headed to New York for the World Maker Faire. You'll get to experience the fair alongside me as I chat with fellow inventors, explore the fairgrounds, and see the wonders of the maker movement. Let's go! We've got a plane to catch.
We're here at the 2013 World's Maker Faire in New York. The purpose of this episode is to show you what it's like to visit the Maker Faire, and hopefully in the future you might take a trip to one yourself. Let's go! Maker Pavilion. I'm guessing there's like printers and machinery inside, so I definitely want to check this out. This is the Formlabs Sla Printer. It had a successful Kickstarter last year, now it's a retail product. So unlike a extrusion printer, this one has a resin and there's a laser that cures each layer one by one at a time, and then it lifts up so the piece is like revealed, so it kind of pulls the piece out of the resin, and then it has laser with some galvanometers that moves back and forth. So it's slower, but the resolution is very high. So the Formlabs Sla Printer, it might be nice to have. You can print high resolution stuff. It's kind of, so you might be thinking, you know, how does this compare to a Makerbot? Well, they're kind of different. This is where you would go for more high resolution. The Makerbot would be more for speed and durability, but there could be definitely a use for this. So I'd be curious about buying one. And the form factor is small. Put it right on your desk. Got an old Mac? Got an old iPad? Do this! So if there's a product you like using, chances are you'll run into one of the vendors at Maker Faire. Here's Digi, maker of the XB, which we've used on the show before for wireless communication. And I got a sticker. So here's a vendor, Epilogue Laser, the people who made my laser that I love. So I can walk up to them and say, hey, I like your products. Oh, hey, I love your lasers. 22-year warranty in the tube because there's no way you can use it up in time.
Exactly. Well, the tube is going to last you like, what? It could go 10 years plus. I have people that have machines that are older than that.
Just depends. Well, you wait, so it's just kind of random how long it might last?
Well, they're rated for like 40,000 working hours.
At Maker Faire, there are lots of presentations where you can listen to your favorite maker heroes talk about what they do. You'll get a chance to meet them and see their projects in person.
Yeah! You already won the right there.
Hey, look, I think we found the 3D printers. Ultimaker, another brand of 3D printer. It's the new Makerbot Scanner. I'm excited to check it out. Could be another great tool to have. And it also might double as a record player. It's like it's got a laser and a camera. So tell us about the Digitizer.
All right, so the Makerbot Digitizer is a machine you can use to take real-world objects and turn them into 3D designs. And the great part about that is you can take existing objects, upload them as STL files, and then make modifications to them. So it's like a shortcut. You don't have to design things from scratch anymore.
And it provides a watertight bottom too, right?
Completely watertight mesh.
Watertight means that there's no holes.
That's right, and it'll print successfully. And you can go right from scanning to uploading into Makerware to printing.
And then you could make a larger version or a smaller version.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Here's another resin printer that was on Kickstarter a couple years ago. This one doesn't use lasers, it actually uses a standard DLP light projector. And it's not infrared light, but it still works. So it projects an entire image one layer at a time and builds up. So it actually uses a DLP projector. One thing you might not expect at Maker Faire is a pizza booth. Actually, this is the first one I've seen at a Maker Faire. Pretty awesome. A Maker Faire isn't just about electronics. As you can see behind me, there's a lot of arts and crafts people here as well. So, you know, whatever you're into, as long as you're making something, Maker Faire can be the place for you. Looms were some of the first machines to use programming. They used punch cards hundreds of years before there were actual computers. And people that would actually design things on the loom were called programmers. I have a Metro card. Some people have many more. This is the Vici House. It was designed in SketchUp and then routed with a Shopbot and then trucked up here to be built for the Maker Faire. The idea is you kind of design your own house, make it different from all the other houses, which basically all look the same, and save some labor time because you're doing it yourself. So it's basically all interlocking. I don't think they really use any screws on this at all. Maybe just a little glue. Oh wait, never mind, there's a screw. Still, it's pretty impressive. You've seen us do this on the show before. Basically, a bit is round, so you can't make a square hole with it. So you actually bring the bit out a little bit and remove more material so you can fit a square piece in. So this is important because this actually represents the fact that it could be like a home. You know, they usually have about 6 inches of space between the walls for installation. So this isn't just plywood put up. It's actually in a form that could be used for insulation and construction. Hello. The Microsoft Tent saw something pretty cool, Conductive Ink. Basically, it's ink you can fill into any inkjet printer cartridge and print conductive traces on paper. And then they have a special tape which conducts the electricity as well, and only in one direction, so it's like diode tape. So that's the coolest thing I think I've seen so far. I definitely want some of that inkjet conductive ink. Conductive inkjet ink. I definitely want some of that conductive ink. Persistence of Vision globe behind me. It's a little hard to see, but it looks like it's got the words make on it. I'd like to do some experiments with persistence of vision. Maybe we'll see some in the future. Oh, we found the Arduino Tent. Now, we use Arduino a lot in the show because, let's face it, it's great for prototyping. So I think I should go inside here and see if I can find some cool new stuff. This is what's inside of your 555, and this functions. So 555, where does the name come from, really?
Well, I would have guessed, and most people seem to think that it's from the 3 5K resistors on here, but supposedly the designer said that wasn't the case, it was just an arbitrary number that he picked. I'm not sure I believe him.
So what I like to tell people is Maker Faire is like a county fair, but instead of animals, there's cool gadgets and stuff. But also like a fair, there's fair food. Well, you're really good. Allison couldn't help but notice there's a cat-related thing behind us. So let's switch characters.
Cats. So here at the Purina 1 booth, there are a variety of DIY activities. You can make a cool mouse for your cat so that it has to work for its food a little bit. And then it's also entertaining to you because you get to see your cat chase something around, so that's pretty cool. There's also an awesome cat photo booth, which I'm gonna have to go and check out because, well, obviously. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for Cute Animal Minute. Here it is. Super fun. Ben made this awesome cat toy. We're having fun here at Maker Faire.
So this is the Maker Shed. It's a part of Maker Faire where you can buy all sorts of cool stuff after you've been inspired to make things. So let's check it out. So if you're at Maker Faire and you want to get some cool stuff as a souvenir, this is a great place. And there's a lot of kits that are easy enough for your kids to use too, because it's good to get them excited about electronics. So we ran into a fan of the show here,
Jeff Carpenter.
And he says we should go to the Detroit Maker Faire, try that out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They have a lot of stuff there.
Cool, I should make the road trip, maybe next year. Here's some Sugru, which is an air drying malleable compound that you can use to fix things, make bumpers for your iPhone. And our camera person, Allison, loves this stuff. So here you go, Allison.
You wanted more details.
You want details? It's all in the details.
You wanted more guests.
Hope I brought enough for everyone.
You asked for more interaction and audience engagement.
Yes, this is Ben Heck. I'm calling to respond to your YouTube comment.
You said, give us
And I'm ready
tutorials.
to teach. Oh, I prefer PC.
More giveaways.
My gift to you.
More interviews.
Hard-hitting, no-nonsense reporting. You stay classy, World Wide Web.
More Allison.
Heck yeah.
More Ben.
Heck yeah!
And a new guy.
Heck yeah!
More Heck.
Heck yeah!
Element 14's The Ben Heck Show. All new season coming soon to a computer, tablet, phone, and screen near you. Learn more at element14.com/TBHS.
Now, Maker Faire in New York isn't just all outside in tents. If you come into the Science Hall in the lower level, there are quite a few exhibits here as well. Let's take a look. Maker Faire, where they'll take one helicopter and turn it into a literal quadcopter. Here's a miniature joust arcade game. He was looking for a digital marquee that was widescreen, and the only one he could find was this small car sun visor LCD, which I didn't know existed, so he actually scaled the game around that. And of course, I am interested in that because it would be perfect for a pinball game. All right, well, searching the inner hall, or inner sanctum, if you will, we found this cool humanoid robot which was completely 3D printed and took 400 hours?
About 400 hours of 3D printing, yep.
Wow, in PLA. And it has 3 different main MCUs in it, which have USB, which goes back to the computer through a hub, and the computer actually drives it.
Yep, there's an application called My Robot Lab, which is a kind of a hobbyist robotics tool set that it's really easy to just map servos and make different things go.
Cool, so can we get a demonstration?
Absolutely. Individual control things. But it's fantastic when it works.
There's a cool aluminum robot here done by Chris. Some great machining on this. He routed all these gears, and it's very, very solid. This is nice construction and belt driven too. Hi, Mr. Robot. That's right. You're not Iron Man, you're Aluminum Man. That's right.
PCDuino is kind of a mini PC with all the hardware interface capability, like more specifically like Arduino type compatible interface capability.
Okay.
So
does it have an ARM on it?
It has an ARM Cortex-8 on it. So it's running 1 gigahertz. It can support 2 operation systems. One is Linux, Ubuntu, and the other one is Android.
Oh,
so
cool. Oh, I see. Yeah, you've got both.
This is Ubuntu and this is Android. So it is designed so as a platform that the software meets hardware. So let the Linux guy that can learn or use hardware, and let the hardware guys can learn or use Linux.
Oh, that makes sense. So you have the power of an ARM, but the I/O of an Android. I'm sorry. So you have the power of an ARM and the I/O of an Arduino.
Yes. You can select the PCDuino and show all those hardware pins.
Oh,
so we are
cool.
the first one out of there who can support. You can do Arduino programming on Android and Android OS. So.
Very cool. Behind us is the Viscusi room, where there are a lot of bright ideas, including Jerry Ellsworth's Cast AR. It's a dimmer room, so it's a great place for her to demo her technology. We'll see why. So behind us is the Technical Illusions demonstration booth. What it does is you wear a pair of glasses that has two little projectors that project an image out onto retroreflective material and that bounces back, and there's shutter glasses here so it's in 3D. So let's take a look.
It was really cool. I played Jenga, which was awesome. You could look down and see the pieces falling very far. You could look at it sideways. You could knock them around and they made noise. It was pretty cool. Looking forward to trying this other game. We'll see what that's like.
We have found an evil possessed soldering iron. Begone, demon! Go away from here! The power of lead-free solder compels you to have to be at a higher heat. Here we are at a place where kids can learn about the maker movement. Let's see what's inside. There are a lot of traditional crafts here too at Maker Faire, so you don't need to be into electronics. There's something for everybody. Again, if you have a favorite vendor you like, you can see them at Maker Faire and even mingle. Here we are in the Shopbot booth, and the king of Shopbot is right there. We could actually talk to him. Hi, Ted. How's it going? Yeah, how's the boat building going?
Boat building, it's still sitting in my barn unfinished, right where it was last year when we talked about this.
So the story was you wanted to build boats and you needed a tool, and that's why you created Shopbot.
That's right. That's exactly right.
This is your new product, right?
Handybot, yeah. We just cut some rafter tails to show you the big stuff. Now we're cutting circuit boards with it to show you the little stuff.
See, I could be doing this with my Shopbot, but I'm not because I'm lazy.
Yeah, you have to change cutters, right?
So this is the Power Wheels racing track. What people do is they take those little electric cars that kids buy. I never have one because we were too poor. And they beef them up so they can actually race them around a track like this. And Madison, Wisconsin's own Section 67 is probably here someplace, and they usually do pretty well in these races. So that was World Maker Faire 2013. It was great seeing all the cool exhibits. It was fun meeting all the fans of the show who came up to say hi, and we'll see you next year.
Here we are, back in Madison, where the green screen is, just in time to get ready for next week's episode. Halloween is coming, and that means trick-or-treaters. We're building a haunted candy bowl that detects people coming near it and scares them with spooky noises. And the bowl itself moves for added terror. Ooh, we'll spook you then. Stay tuned at element14.com/TBHS, where you can join the discussion, suggest builds for the show, and even have a chance to win upcoming builds. Remember, you can always email build ideas to benheck@element14.com. Thanks for watching.